Need to say anything. You know, the people who understand the greatness of it and, you know, have their own life, that what happened happened.
Jake Paul just dropped a major revelation about his Netflix fight against Mike Tyson, and believe me, this isn't your usual post-fight buzz. Sure, the bout went down over a month ago, and by now, most people have likely moved on, but not Jake. Why? Because sponsors are pulling out, fans are looking at him with suspicion, and his entire public image is hanging in the balance. In a dramatic twist, Jake sat down on Logan Paul's podcast, slapped on a suspense-loaded Coming Clean episode title, and let loose with some jaw-dropping confessions. According to Jake, it wasn't just some harmless misunderstanding. He boldly claims that Mike Tyson orchestrated the entire shady scenario from the beginning.
But I do have to be careful in the early rounds.
Think about it, if Tyson has a staggering $400 million in the bank while Jake Paul is sitting on a comparatively humble $30 million pre-fight, why would Tyson even bother? Chasing fame? Come on, this is Mike Tyson. He doesn't need to share a ring with a YouTube star to keep his name trending. So then, what's the real motivation behind all of this?
Hour, man, when you were in there.
I don't remember it.
You didn't even remember.
I'll break it down for you, but fair warning, if you end up siding with Jake in this, you might walk away with an entirely new reason to question or even dislike Tyson.
Like, oh, it's rigged because look at him on the pads, but he didn't do this in the fight. Because someone is fucking punching back, you dumb fucks.
The truth is, Jake Paul walked into that Tyson fight fully aware of what he was signing up for. On Logan Paul's podcast, Jake openly acknowledged that he wasn't naive, he knew the matchup would ignite backlash no matter how it played out. And honestly, he embraced it like a seasoned showman. It wasn't about the win or the loss, it was about the massive spectacle of a YouTuber squaring off against a living boxing legend.
I realized my power.
That is true.
And my jab and my speed and my ability and my footwork to get out of the way of those punches. So then all of a sudden he's throwing at literally.
Jake essentially stepped into the villain role, crushed the performance, and cashed in on the chaos it stirred. Hate? That's just jet fuel for views, and in Jake's world, views equal revenue. If creating controversy were an Olympic event, the Paul brothers would be dripping in gold. Then Logan cut to the heart of what everyone was thinking but too afraid to say out loud. Was the fight fixed? Jake didn't shoot it down. Instead, he smirked and delivered this little nuke: rigged fights are for people who need money. I don't need it, maybe Mike did. With that cryptic one-liner, Jake lit the match and the internet exploded.
Can't land those punches on.
Let's unpack that for a second. Jake didn't outright say Tyson rigged the fight, but let's be honest, the suggestion was about as subtle as a punch to the jaw. He aimed just enough shade to get people side-eyeing Tyson. And let's not forget, Tyson's financial woes aren't exactly breaking news.
Houses or drugs,
It's
girls?
planes, well, it's stupid shit,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was
yeah.
fun.
Right. You don't regret any? Do you regret anything?
Yeah, and I didn't pay taxes really.
Sure, he's a certified icon, but Tyson's career has seen more ups and downs than a theme park ride, and his recent business moves haven't exactly been printing money. A comeback brawl like this wasn't just about throwing punches, it was about staying in the limelight, making some serious cash, and proving that he's still got that Iron Mike spark.
Where'd most of it go? Because I'm from Connecticut. I know where your house, your old house, 50 Cent's house now, right? Does he still own it?
I have no idea.
But that house, what had movie theaters? What else in it?
Everything.
Then Jake went one step further. Without saying it directly, he hinted that Tyson might have agreed to take a fall as part of the arrangement. Let that idea simmer for a second. If there's any truth to it, it means Tyson may have gambled his legacy for a fatter paycheck and one last burst of spotlight. Meanwhile, Jake gets to walk off as the guy who defeated a boxing icon, leaving fans to debate whether the whole match was even real.
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever. But
What are you gonna buy with the money?
probably a ranch.
Here's the twist: Jake's comment wasn't some offhand remark. It was a strategic shot, carefully aimed. By dropping that line about maybe Mike needed it, he flipped the narrative off himself and aimed it squarely at Tyson. It's textbook Jake Paul: stir the pot, sit back while the internet does the rest, and enjoy the surge in views. People live for a juicy conspiracy, and Jake just served up a buffet of it.
With the way the night went down.
I wish he would have, like put up a better fight, so then I could have like risen more and done.
So why would Jake make a comment like that? If he truly had nothing to hide, maybe it was a calculated move, a preemptive strike. Perhaps he wanted to get ahead of the conversation, making sure no one started blaming him first. Or maybe, and this is classic Jake, it was all about shifting the heat onto Tyson, knowing full well the drama would dominate headlines for weeks. Whatever the intention, one thing's obvious: Jake doesn't make statements unless he's fully aware of the ripple effect.
Surviving.
He
you know,
was.
so
So
that
annoying.
was the only thing I didn't like.
So annoying when they don't bring the.
Of course, the hype was sky high. Tyson's a boxing legend, and Jake Paul knows exactly how to stir the pot. But let's not kid ourselves, this wasn't some heartfelt tribute to the sweet science of boxing. The more you examine it, the more it becomes obvious, this event was rooted in business, image control, and money. Honestly, when you connect the dots, it's hard to miss the method behind the madness.
I think Jake's in a lot of trouble.
Let's talk about Tyson's finances. At his peak, he made over $400 million, only to file for bankruptcy in 2003. Since then, he's dabbled in everything: stand-up comedy, endorsements, and even selling cannabis edibles shaped like ears. But despite the hustle, his recent ventures haven't exactly turned him into a financial powerhouse. Then comes Jake Paul, Netflix, and a massive $20 million payout for a retired champ still navigating money issues. That kind of offer isn't just attractive, it's transformative. Tyson wasn't just entering the ring for fun, he was stepping into a marketing jackpot. And here's where things really heat up. This fight wasn't only about Tyson chasing another check, it was about thrusting himself back into the public eye. Let's face it, his name alone commands global attention. And this fight? It was more than a match, it was a stage production.
Signed on here to see you. You lit up Tyson 2.0. Last time we saw you in Vegas, you handed me a bag of your Mike Bites, the edibles. Fantastic. I love them.
Tyson leveraged the event to plug his cannabis line, Tyson 2.0, and drop hints about an upcoming Netflix docuseries. This wasn't just a bout, it was a full-blown commercial dressed up as a boxing showdown. If that doesn't scream deliberate planning, it's hard to say what does.
They have no expectations. We have expectations. Yep. If I don't get 100 million views, fuck out of here, my data! Right. These guys just want a piece of banana.
They want to eat,
Listen,
live.
They're so hungry.
Now, let's get into the speculation, the quiet murmurs suggesting this fight may not have been completely on the level. Jake Paul walked away with a unanimous decision, and while no one hit the canvas, there were definitely moments that raised eyebrows. Some fans believe Tyson may have accepted a loss in exchange for the paycheck and exposure. At this point, his legacy is untouchable. Losing to Jake Paul doesn't erase his decades of dominance. But it did create enough noise to keep the cash and attention flowing in his direction.
Oh, yeah. A little bow at the end. He bowed.
That's the last thing I remember.
Dude, there was a lot of people online that said that's when you should have hit him, when he was bowing down like that. That's when you
He's gonna hit me. That's why I was like, what the hell?
And then, that unexpected moment, he bowed? That caught everyone off guard. A lot of people online even said Jake should have landed a shot right then, when Tyson was bowing so unexpectedly. Jake himself looked baffled, not sure what was happening. And let's not forget Netflix. This wasn't just a boxing match, it was a made-for-streaming blockbuster. Reports say Netflix tied performance bonuses to viewership and fan engagement, putting huge pressure on everyone involved. Tyson's name brought in the audience, and Jake's online chaos ensured the fight went viral. For Netflix, the bet paid off big. For Tyson and Jake, it meant massive checks and headline domination. As for the fans? Well, they might be the only ones still wondering if what they saw was even real.
for us. We're like, dang, we wanted more. Is there anything about the fight you would have changed based on the experience?
Oh, not at all. Listen, I wouldn't have realized any of it if it went 3-minute rounds. I didn't realize it.
But this is where things take a strange turn. After the fight, Tyson appeared on Fox Sports Radio, and his remarks were, at best, confusing. When asked about critical moments from the match, he casually said he'd kind of blanked out. Blank out in a fight you were paid millions to headline? It gets even weirder. When questioned about whether he held back, Tyson didn't deny it, he sidestepped it entirely, giving vague, almost careless replies. And when asked if he had watched the fight replay, he simply said, "No, I have not." For a man who spent his life dissecting his performances, this sudden detachment felt off, to say the least.
Yeah, it was a real fight.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it.
You didn't even remember it. I heard
But my body was really sore.
And let's be real, the timing of that interview wasn't just coincidence. Tyson used the opportunity to, once again, promote his cannabis company and upcoming Netflix content. The whole thing felt less like a genuine post-fight recap and more like an infomercial. It was as if the fight was merely the launchpad for everything else Tyson had lined up. Fans expecting raw honesty from a man known for his brutal candor were instead met with dodges and a sales pitch. Tyson's refusal to dig into the fight details only adds to the fog. For someone who's never shied away from controversy, his silence here is deafening. Whether he's keeping quiet because of some behind-the-scenes agreement or because he's just moved on, one thing's for sure, this wasn't your standard boxing match. It was a finely tuned business operation, structured to reward everyone involved, except, perhaps, the fans who thought they were watching a real fight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this fight breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Fight Corps for more powerful boxing updates. Stay tuned for the next round.